Hello. Today I'm going to be bringing back the bookshelf and the cube unit to my room and seeing how it works in its new position. One of the original ideas that I had was to put the cubed unit on the opposite side of the window, but looking at it now, I feel like it would be better if it was next to the bookshelf and still laying down horizontally rather than vertically. So I'm gonna bring that back in right now and see how it looks. I did end up changing a few things in the room from the original layout design. So I'll show you that right now and you'll kind of see how it makes sense of where I'm gonna be bringing in some more of the furniture pieces and how they're fitting with everything else. So in the original floor plan, I had the head of the bed greeting you once you enter into the room. But right now, I have the desk in this position, and looking at this wall right here, this is basically where the bookshelf is going to live. So my idea was that you're sort of entering in and it's more of like an office work from home setup. You have your books, the computer and everything. I then ended up putting the bed facing this way. Everything else that basically lives on this side will feel a little bit more cozy. And also, worst comes to worst, this door can sort of like live like this, where like as you're entering, you sort of just see the bed here and can be greeted by everything here that sort of makes up the room. And then this is a little bit more hidden. So that's like the energy flow right now. The bookshelf will be here. I'm thinking of putting the cubed unit right here and then putting more books on it, more art on the wall. This desk is going to eventually be replaced. The desk itself, like the width, is very skinny. My arms supported when I'm using this desk. It's kind of like hanging off to the side. So I think that is going to have to be eventually replaced. And this is the dresser that I'm debating whether I keep it in this corner or move it to the other side of the room where the bed is at. So all of that is pretty much what the original design was, but on the opposite side. Now we're going to bring in the bookshelf, bring in the cubed unit, put everything on it and see how it feels in that corner, and then start to think about what's going to go in this back corner right here. So I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. Actually, no, I think I hate it. It seems like both of them are pretty much competing with each other, and I don't know. So the bookshelf itself is pine wood, and this one is trying to look like pine wood. So the two of them sitting next to each other just doesn't work because you have one that is the real material and then one that is fake. It's really nice that this right here, creating like this visual line that runs the length of the wall leading into the bookshelf, which is then creating this like upward visual line. But I don't think that this is the solution for that. So that's why I'm saying that like I don't love it, but then I also don't hate it. Like it's definitely doing something here, but I feel like I just need to figure out something else to put to sort of create that visual line. Or it is that I get a desk that will run the length of the wall here. I've been looking online for a couple of options and I might end up just trying to DIY it because the ones that I have been seeing were either one, like really, really expensive, or two, just wasn't the size that I'm looking for. Right now, I'm going to leave it. I'm gonna sit with it. Or actually, I'll try to put this shelf originally where I was thinking of before on the opposite side of the window and seeing how that works. If it doesn't look good visually, then I'm going to put it back and keep it here until I can find a better solution for sort of like this area here. So I put the cube shelf back in the spot where I was originally thinking that it was gonna go, and I feel like I like it there better than where it was, where I just showed you. That linear relationship between the bookshelf and what I'm putting on this back wall here worked, but that shelf itself just wasn't right for what I was trying to create here. The only issue is it's a little bit longer than what I would have wanted it to be, because I still do need to put back the curtains. So essentially the curtain would live behind the shelf, which I guess is not the worst thing in the world. It's not ideal, but it's not the worst. I'm gonna put some books on it to see if that sort of helps, because I don't want things to be like too crowded, but I feel like if I just style it out a little bit more, it will visually make more sense, so that this is sort of sectioned off as workspace and office, and then everything in front of me here is sectioned off as the bedroom. Those zones can definitely play really well in this room. As I'm sort of building out this area, putting in a better desk and a better computer setup, artwork and stuff, this is visually what I'll be looking at. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not super excited necessarily, because it's kind of hard to tell until I get things in here and start to build it out a little bit more. But you know, that's like the whole process of this. It's not something that I think is just gonna like click off the bat, unless it does. But it's definitely a building process, and even just again seeing that layout is giving me ideas. So those are things that I can start bringing in and playing around with. So it's the following day and it's still very rainy out. It's been raining all week, which I actually don't mind because I had to be in here doing all this stuff anyways. So I got a chance to sit with the new layout and get a feel for and how it's working and making the room feel. So now I'm gonna put up all of the books, decor, artwork, and see how that looks with everything basically placed in its place. We're gonna go do that right now. Afterwards, I'll show you what everything is looking like. If I need to change anything or move something around, I'll probably sit with it a little bit longer just to see how I feel, and then make decisions based off of that. Brought out all of my books and laid them out on my bed so I can kind of see. Some of them are a little bit larger, like a coffee table book size, and then there's some notebooks here. And I'm thinking that depending on the sizes of some of these, the smaller ones will definitely work better in the cubbies versus the larger ones, which will go on the actual bookshelf. But there's some cool things in here. Like there's a few of these that I've collected from my trip to Japan. So there's this first one here that has this beautiful like textured cover, and the binding is really cool. I have absolutely no idea what it says inside, but I love collecting things like this because one, you're taking a piece of history with you. Also, to represent different cultures and different languages within the things that you're collecting. I don't have enough to fill each and every single one of these. So my plan right now is to spread them out a little bit and see how they're working and bring in some decor pieces to fill in some of these cubbies. with the shelves for like 1 or 2 days and was really liking how they were looking. I think the styling definitely played a huge part in that. So I decided to move in some more of the furniture. One of them being this really beautiful dresser that I actually found one of my neighbors was throwing out. I was coming home one day and I saw it next to our trash room. There was a couple of people recently that had moved out, so I'm assuming it was one of them. Maybe they didn't want to take the piece. Maybe they just weren't in love with it anymore. Once I saw it, I immediately took it home. And it was pretty much what I was looking for in terms of bringing in new furniture. I wanted something that was antique, something vintage, solid wood, very heavy and sturdy, but also had unique characters and details in it. I really loved like the brass details in the handles. I immediately brought that in, and I didn't really have too much of a plan just yet. I just knew that I needed to hold on to this piece, and it looks amazing with these two pieces paired together with it. Like, I think it fits perfectly in this space. The colors work really well. I love that it's sort of creating a more moodiness in contrast with the lighter and like airier furniture pieces. So I'm loving the way this corner is looking, and I think I'll keep it like this. And I also brought in my rubber tree that is pretty much in the same position as it was in before. And the final update, this is more just like placing things back in their place. On the dresser, I put some more art and my Noguchi lamp. There's still a couple of things in the works, and I will share those with you when I find them. But let me know what you think. Drop in the comments if you're liking the way things are being styled right now, if I should change anything or move something, or if you have any suggestions for some of the stuff that I'm still looking for, like the computer desk, the rug, the chair. I would love to hear what you guys think. So drop those in the comments and I will take in some of your suggestions.